Who's gonna see you?
Run! Oh, you have to climb.
Screwed.
Where's
I'm
the
so
key?
fast.
Go under something.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Hey, hey! Get back here! You little get back here! Alright, where'd you go, you little
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Doing dishes.
Well, I was gonna say Tweedledee and Tweedledip. Brum da da dum da 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 da. Brum dum da dum dum brum dum da dum. Is it 6 a.m. yet? Okay, well. So, Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, has been in the works for 7, 8 years now. Hold on, let me Google that real quick. Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. So, okay. Five Nights at Freddy's movie begins filming. Okay, cool. So, we have here, let's see. How long has this been in production? There we go. Five Nights at Freddy's film. Initially set for a 2020 release. Good job with that. Let's see. Warner Brothers Pictures announced in April of 2015. So, yeah. Almost 8 years ago, dude. 8 years ago. And it's been through multiple directors. Multiple directors and multiple production houses. Because I don't think it's with Warner Brothers anymore. It's with Blumhouse now. And it's being released through Universal. So, after it ran out with Warner Brothers, because it had David Katzenberg, Roy Lee, and Seth Graham Smith set to produce. But then by 2015, they hired Gil Keenan to direct it and co-write it with Tyler Burton Smith. Gil Keenan, who is famous for Monster House, which is awesome, by the way. I love Monster House. But then they ran out of time, and then Jason Blum said, okay, we're going to buy it from Warner Brothers. And they did. And then Warner Brothers was just like, okay, we're not interested anymore. And then Universal's just like, we're interested. And then next thing you know, here comes like Jason Blum here recently saying, oh, by the way, production will start in February of 2023 with the excuse me, the Jim Henson Creature Shop building the animatronics, which is awesome. Also, we have here the casting of Matthew Lillard and Josh Hutcherson. It says here that Matthew Lillard is cast in the role of William Afton. Ooh. And then Josh Hutcherson is Mike Schmidt. Hold on. Mike Schmidt. That is, let's see. Mike Schmidt, main character, Five Nights at Freddy's. So, yeah. That's crazy. So, let's see. Status, dead. He only appeared in one game, and he died in a fire. So, let's see. I wonder if they're going to change that and make him like if the film is successful, make him like a recurring protagonist or something like that. I don't know. But since it took so long for them to come out with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, in the meantime, we've had a couple of other animatronics on the fritz, going ape shit kind of films. For instance, we had the Banana Splits movie, which, oh god, when I told my mom about that, my mom loved the Banana Splits when she was a kid, and when she found out that they made a Banana Splits horror flick, she was like, why? That is the question, isn't it? Why? Don't know, but they did it. And then, of course, we also had Willy's Wonderland, which... I have mixed feelings on Willy's Wonderland, and if I can be honest, I'm okay with it, but, I mean, it's got freaking Nick Cage in it, so it's got something going for it. But there's a lot about the film that I find lacking, but it's still a decent flick. But Nostalgia Critic decided to make a video about it, talking about Willy's Wonderland. So let's give it a watch and see what old Dougie boy's got to say. Here we go.
This episode brought to you by Stamps.com.
Stamps.
Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Also brought to you by ExpressVPN.
Hey,
The best
that's who we
VPN there
use.
is. Take back your online privacy today.
As a matter of fact, right there, see? ExpressVPN. Oop. There we are.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Guy, remember it so you don't have to. Hey, you all want to see Nicolas Cage fights Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah, I know you call it something else, but we all know what the real title is.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
Released in 2021, Willy's Wonderland was based on a short film by writer G.O. Parsons back in 2016. Though he claims there was no inspiration of Five Nights at Freddy's, which came out in 2014, it's pretty impossible not to see connections.
Yeah.
I guess I could buy there were several stories about how creepy the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics were, but clearly the reason people talk about it is because of the similarities. And yeah, let's be honest, these similarities mixed with a main character that's a silent Nicolas Cage sounds like a recipe for amazing. Well, the reactions to it weren't quite amazing, but they weren't really awful either.
Yeah, it was
People seem
good.
to
It was
really
okay,
love
but it was...
talking about what works in this movie and what doesn't. As it is kind of difficult to clarify it as good or bad. You remember it, but is it in a good way, a bad way, or a bad way that makes it a good way? Like I said,
Yes
it's a
and
hard
no.
one to categorize. Well, people have been asking my opinion on it since it came out, so I'm finally gonna give it. Let's take a look at the good, the bad, and the of Willy's Wonderland.
Huh?
After opening on the animatronic characters that, let's be real, were designed to look intentionally scary and not accidentally scary like what's being satirized, we see two people fleeing the monsters apparently coming to life. Well, that's all I can do for him. To be fair, it's the normal reaction after eating Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Let's roll and we cut to Nicolas Cage playing a character simply called the Janitor. Again, we all know how stable those are. Who gets a flat tire and, I guess, really spends a lot of time thinking that over.
There ain't shit out here. A bunch of fun-loving kids stole the zigzag out of the back of the sheriff's pickup a month ago.
Wow, for chomping on a meat stick, that guy speaks really clearly. Wonder if
Clearly
Hunter S. Thompson
ADR.
could ever get the same treatment. Good evening, ma'am. Perchance might you be a lizard?
Guess you found it for him.
As I mentioned before, Cage doesn't speak in this role, and in some ways that's a pretty cool thing. Cage is so expressive and badass, he doesn't need to talk to emote. But I'd be lying if I said we weren't missing something with that too. Part of the fun of Cage is his great voice and his over-the-top yelling, which we don't get as much of here.
God's honest truth. Where'd you say you're from?
Before Coppola's nepotistic casting.
God, isn't that the truth? Ugh.
To a girl
Anyway.
named Liv, played by Emily Tosta, trying to burn down this movie before it even gets started, but she's stopped by the
Respectable.
sheriff, played by Beth Grant.
The ocean blue, nice and pretty, it's got the black rim.
To be fair, most people who gaze upon Nicolas Cage's weirdness for the first time often see pretty well.
What the hell are you doing? You're a bitch!
Why do I get the feeling this is not one of this actress's better performances?
How the hell am I supposed to eat? How am I supposed to take a piss?
I did not burn it. I did not. Oh, hi, Nick.
Yeah, that's another thing too. The other, like, there are good hammy performances in this that, you know, carry through some of the more flat performances. And then in the middle of that is Nicolas Cage, who's just there. And I love every minute of it. But at the same time, I feel like it's missing. Oh, God, this film's such a mixed bag. I could go on and on, but anyway, enough of me
The
joining.
tow truck driver charges $1,000 to fix the car, but doesn't take card, and they're in an area where there's no internet. What a switch up. A town where everybody obviously walks around with $1,000 cash except Nicolas Cage.
You willing to work it off?
You're asking Nicolas Cage if he can work off a debt? He's sent over to Willy's Wonderland. Finally, Banjo the Woodpile Cat is the mascot for something, which after being closed for, I'm sure, normal reasons, the owner named Text is looking to reopen.
You spend the night cleaning Willy's Wonderland, and I will pay to have your car fixed.
See, it's one night, not 5, completely different. Some shots I swear they put in just because Nicolas Cage is in the role.
Yeah.
I'll do it if you marry the two of us. But Willy's a cartoon. Not Willy, the sign. You will marry me in the sign. I guess that's not the weirdest thing I've heard you demand.
Doug's Nicolas Cage voice is hilarious. Like, all right, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna kill myself a fucking weasel. It's like, kill the weasel? Like, is that a euphemism? You know, now that you mention it, maybe it is.
Some of these little bastards start crawling over the characters. They get hurt. A couple of lawsuits later, they're out of business.
Aw, they should have gone under the Disney umbrella. They sue the kids if they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You are officially on staff. I'll be back in the morning with that car of yours. My name is not Tex McAdoo.
Which it clearly is.
McAdoo. You can hear his brain overheating from that multiple syllabic word. McAdoo. You can almost see the processor overheating and a little bit of smoke coming out of his ears.
My name is not Tex McAdoo.
Which it clearly is. I made the name up as it was leaving my mouth. Cage agrees to clean up the place, and no, I refuse to call him the janitor because everything in this movie I could see Cage doing. Well, back at the trailer, some of Liv's friends tried to get her out.
I found a screwdriver.
What the hell are we gonna do with a screwdriver? Have y'all never worn handcuffs before?
Oh, shut up. Why don't you just look for the key?
Dude.
What the hell am I looking in the fridge for?
Man, it's like the most killable roster of characters ever.
Yes. Easy prey. Easy target. There's some redeemable ones, but for the most part, ugh.
It's like the action figures from Home Alone of character lineups.
Gee, thanks for the help, guys.
They get her out, and she tells them about another poor soul who's been dropped off at Willy's.
Are you with me or not?
Yeah, we're with you, Liv.
Yeah, burn, baby, burn.
Maybe I was a little too hard on Toasta's acting earlier.
Yeah, burn, baby, burn.
I swear, it's like that one chick from Garbage Pail Kids.
Good. That's...
Cage starts cleaning the place, unaware of how lively his environment is. I'll give credit, this could have been an easy spot to have a chun or some overblown music, but the absolute silence really does add a lot. Oh, I gotta stop watching memes of myself. And as you'd imagine, some of these scenes of the robots sneaking up on him are pretty great. This is proof Nicolas Cage is a great actor, because not only does he give a look like he knows someone is sneaking up on him, but it's a look that says that animatronic ostrich is sneaking up on him. That is talent you cannot fake. Somebody wants to dance? I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul.
Yeah, beat that. Yeah. Okay.
Back to work. Oh, wait, it's back to work after changing into a clean uniform.
That's what I love about it. Come on, that's... He's just like, I just want to get my car fixed and get the fuck out of here, just so I can get to the set of that one movie with Pedro Pascal. I forget the name of it. Damn it.
Again, tell me these are things the real Nicolas Cage wouldn't do. It's a can of Punch Pop. You came up with that the day you were shooting, didn't you?
Yeah, they just etched it on.
I mean, clearly animatronics come to life.
It's your birthday, and we want you to have fun.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he was less upset about fighting for his life and more upset that they got his birthday wrong.
I'm gonna eat your eyes out and then feast on your soul.
Well, someone's been reading the rough draft of my children's book. He's attacked by a gorilla, presumably for laughing at this scene in Ghost Rider. But
get him, Nick.
It's okay, he has a plunger. I mean, come on, was there any other way the scene was gonna go down? Just more shit for me to clean up. It's like trying to save Sorcerer's Apprentice again. He gets back to work after changing his shirt again. Should I show him time Nicolas Cage for...
Just the fact that the shirt rack gets shorter and shorter as the film goes on. Just it's the little things that just that save the film from falling into just like into being hot garbage. It's still garbage, but there are some brilliant little nuggets of just comedic timing in this.
Versus OCD, when the Expendables show up and get ready to burn the place up. But they forget there's someone still inside. And no, by the way, this place never does get burned up.
You're not safe in there. We gotta get you out.
Cage refuses to come out. Hey, at this point, even if they burn down the building, I trust him to clean it up. And Liv decides to figure out how to get in herself, not wanting to put her friends in danger.
I'll figure out how to get inside, but I'm not putting you guys in danger. You just figure out how to get us out once I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I really believe this buffoon buffet is gonna stay put in a horror film.
No. Damn, them some big vents.
Extreme underreaction of that. I don't care if she's a girl or not. If I was in those vents and I saw that, I would be like...
Yeah.
She makes it
Yeah.
through, but there's
And knowing you, Doug, you could probably scream that high. It's not a jab at Doug. I mean, even he would admit that.
only more horrors waiting for her on the other end.
Wanna see my treehouse?
Not today, girlfriend.
Wow, I think Daredevil with earplugs in could get a closer punch than that. Full disclosure, though, I do love the way this thing moves.
See, this is the problem with because I've had to make a film here recently, and I've had to have actors interact with a character who's not there, and during this right here, like she's not there.
Wanna see my treehouse?
Like they do a cutaway right here, and they do the punch, and they just I guarantee you they told the actress, punch at the punch right here, punch in this area here. And we're gonna have the animatronic, because right here you can clearly tell it's turned into CG, and whereas when we first saw it, it was practical.
And for her on the other end.
Yeah, because right here it's practical, and then when they cut here to the next part,
Not today, girlfriend.
when they cut to the next part, instead of because it's looking like they probably did this take here, and they told her to they told the actress in the outfit here to duck down, because you could see her starting to duck down, like she's about to start about to duck the punch. But then I guarantee you, they went back and did reshoots, and they just had just do that, because right there that's all CG, and just
Wow, I think Daredevil with earplugs in could get a closer.
So trying to get an actor to nail that, it's difficult. I remember we had to do, I think it was 10 takes of Marcus doing it, but it was basically I had to tell him, it was and we know there's nothing there, but we're gonna put someone there as sort of a marker for you to stare at, and it worked. I mean, we're in post production right now, and it worked, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot.
Punch than that. Full disclosure, though, I do love the way this thing moves.
Yeah, it does move awesome, and I love it. So.
Aw, I was just starting to tolerate her. You know, the great thing about stamps is that's a trick question. Everything about them is great. And here at Stamps.com, we continue to make them great. Having to drop what you're doing to make a run to the post office is a major pain, especially when you've got more important things to do. So stop mailing and shipping the hard way. Stamps.com is your 24/7 post office you can access anywhere. Skip the headache with Stamps.com. Stamps.com saves you time, money, and stress. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for
Veronica
over
Black?
1 million
Oh God, is that
businesses.
Rebecca Black's mom?
Stamps.com gives you access to all the post office and UPS shipping services you need right now from your computer. And get discounts you can't find anywhere else, like up to 30% off USPS rates and 86% off UPS. Here, at this completely different location than I was at before, we see how they make stamps. That machine makes them sticky. The other machines do the rest. Whether you're an office sending invoices, an Etsy shop sending your products, or a warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com makes mailing and shipping a breeze. All you need is a regular computer and printer, no special supplies or equipment. Plus, Stamps.com seamlessly works with Shopify, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and more. You're up and running.
Couldn't pay for the product placement for Apple there.
Any package anywhere you want to send. You can even order shipping supplies through Stamps.com, including free priority mail envelopes and boxes. I don't know why I laughed at that. So don't mail and ship the hard way. Let us do the hard work. You can tell I'm a hard worker because I have paper and rolled up sleeves. Stamps.com. Sign up with Stamps.com.
Oh, and your shirt's unzipped or unbuttoned. I don't know.
Special offer that
it's like, yeah, I'm a tough guy.
Plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com/nostalgia. But we don't just make Stamps.com here, we also make ExpressVPNs. Wait, maybe that was the other factory. At this completely different factory that I like to turn around in, we make ExpressVPN. Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like walking your dog in public without securing them on a leash. Most of the time, you'll probably be fine, but what if one day your dog runs away or gets dog-napped? It's better to be careful, especially when it's as simple
that happened
as
to one of
using
Chad's dogs,
ExpressVPN.
Nico.
You'll be happy to know at our factory, we make dogs too. Don't ask why, be happy. Every time you connect
Don't
to an
worry.
unencrypted network in
Be
cafes,
happy.
hotels, airports, etc., your online data is not secure. Any hacker on the same network can gain access to and steal your personal data. But ExpressVPN creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so they can't. See that machine all the way over there? You shouldn't, it's top secret. It'd take a hacker with a supercomputer over 1 billion years to get past ExpressVPN's encryption. ExpressVPN works on all your devices, phone, laptop, tablet, even your smart TV. And it's so easy to use. Just fire up the app and click one button to get protected. And we have a special offer. Get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN free at expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic. That's expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic. expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic. I repeat it because I mean it. I, for one, would like to thank you for trespassing on our property. Release the dogs that we make here. My goodness, that's violent. Army of aimless airheads decide to head in, while Cage puts together it's up to him to save the day. That was easy. She tells him they need to leave, but thou shalt not clean, and he gets back to work. Whoa, I made that room joke too early. I've seen better green screen in Wing Commander games.
Kissing that ass ain't gonna get you that ass, playboy.
I'll give a point for there at least being one guy constantly speaking logic.
Yeah, although it comes from a discount. I'm sorry. I see this dude here, and I'm like, okay, who invited Discount Extentacion? Sorry.
Playboy.
I'll give a point for there at least being one guy constantly speaking logic.
Everything you're telling us not to do. That's exactly what your dream girl got us up here doing. And now we probably all getting fucked up because of it.
Man, if this guy was in the first Halloween, we'd have one Halloween.
Yeah.
Or -3 Halloweens. I don't know how to math on this.
How do you
Not
can't
another
math?
teen movie crashes through and bumps into Liv and Cage as well.
Oh, this is good. We're connecting. We're sharing our feelings.
Told you I was a good actor.
We're gonna have her tires fixed by morning, right? It's a lie.
Liv says the story they told him about cleaning the place and getting his car back is false, and that he's one of many who's been lured to this place and will probably die.
You know, Willie's may seem like a happy-go-lucky child's play place, but it's much more than that.
Great, now I'm just thinking of a child's play place. I would totally sacrifice my kid to that. She says a group of serial killers opened up the restaurant, dressed up like the characters, and killed the children who entered.
The shows would always end the same way.
I think this is less the fear of Chuck E. Cheese and more the revenge of the people who work there.
Jerry had performed a satanic suicide ritual. The memory and consciousness of the living relocate into non-living entities.
Okay, I'll give it to him. This movie gets an A for creative backstories.
Yeah?
I feel like this is an origin from a Stephen Rhodes shirt. I'm very okay with it. As you'd guess, their souls go into the animatronics and start attacking the kids. And when it closes down, they make a deal with Tex to keep sending them fresh bodies. But it looks like one of the teens gets turned on by kid killers.
Is it weird that I'm getting really turned on right now?
Medicine inducing so, yes.
Yes.
But the only smart character in the film turns dumb because, I don't know, that gas from Cabin in the Woods gets sprayed or something.
Poon. That's all it is. Poontang.
As you'd imagine, the teens start getting axed off while Cage continues to be my favorite character.
Yes.
The sheriff gets called and she brings dollar store James Rolfe with.
I just said dollar store Ryan Reynolds.
As the creatures continue to kill the teens off. When Cage sees his break is over, he rushes in and stops them from killing the teens. See, this is why longer breaks need to be mandatory in the workplace. All these side characters could have been dead by this point.
Bobby, that thing just moved.
What's up, Gator?
Okay, if this character's name is not Croc Block, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Okay, so to the actress's credit, I really feel like she's giving the exact look of someone thinking, wow, I'm watching Nicolas Cage fight an animatronic alligator.
You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not the same as the others. I'm trapped in this body.
Okay, what the hell even is that thing? Sesame seed Sarah? Kimmy candy corn? Why were any kids lured to this place? Well, thank God it works on gullible pawns as well.
Okay, we're gonna make a deal and...
Oh man, where's that kid that was ahead of all the dumb teen cliches? Oh yeah, he got killed by one of the dumb teen cliches. Speaking of dumb, it turns out the sheriff is also part of the human sacrifices, as she saw it as the only way to get less people killed. The reason being the animatronics started leaving the restaurant and killing on their own. So if they just brought 1 or 2 people to them, mathematically, it'd equal out to less bodies. Okay.
Or you could just kill them.
Several of these things in one night with no guns. You're telling me a sheriff couldn't figure out how to kill these things in a longer amount of time? Unless, of course, she figured it out. The only way to stop killer animals is to cage them. It looks like Liv was one of the survivors of the sacrifices, and so the sheriff took her in. Aw, that almost excuses the inexcusable.
No, it doesn't.
Pumpkin Hershey Kiss kills the last of the a-hole team, so now it's just Liv and Cage left. But up, break time.
Jesus.
Every person he lets die is like a love letter in my heart alphabet.
It's great.
She holds her off, I guess, for a while as Cage finishes his break. I think, it's never quite clear. And he finishes her off as well. But even more devil pinatas are waiting for him. And now they're not. Man, their stamina really does vary through the night, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
The sheriff shows up with her own pawn sacrifice and demands that Cage be left there to be killed.
If we don't do what needs to be done, nobody in this county is safe.
For being hands down the stupidest character in the film, and yes, that is quite an accomplishment, it's an even bigger accomplishment that Beth Grant is still giving her all in this performance.
Yeah, and she's a great actress. Beth Grant is a great actress. I've seen her in... She was in Donnie Darko. She was in Speed. She is a capable actress. It's just the character she's given here is as dumb as hell.
Stupid kids. Do you see?
If you see anything making sense in this film, there's another electrically charged character I think you should visit.
Here are his eyes, and this must be his nose.
Cage is left alone with the animatronics and not just a woman with a human furry head on. But he turns on the music because, by God, Cage ass whoopins need a soundtrack. Okay, I'm starting to wonder why these things were even a threat. You literally nod your head and they fall down.
Yeah.
The cop is attacked, allowing Liv to escape, and I will admit this thing's cries for help are pretty hilarious. I don't know if Mexican Bowser is a thing, but he needs to be a thing now.
No más, no más. Hey!
And speaking of final bosses, Cage is about to face his... after cleaning, of course.
Willy.
Before he can fight them, though, the sheriff gets the drop on him again.
All you had to do was die. Was that so hard?
Again,
Yes.
This is Cage's career we're talking about. It does not die easy.
No, it doesn't. I would say, as a matter of fact, it's damn near impossible to kill Nicolas Cage's career. I think even after he's dead, they'll still make a hologram of him just so that he can keep making movies.
She's given a pretty damn satisfactory death, but son of a bitch, Cage just might be out of shirts.
On any other day, that might seem strange.
Ow.
I do wish there was a little more personality from Willy, but I I don't know. Can I really complain seeing Nick Cage beat the everlasting shit out of an orange animatronic weasel? Can I just be happy I live in a parallel universe where I get to ask that? I know it's a weird thing to praise too, but I really like that Liv does not play a part in killing this thing. I know story-wise it makes sense to have her in there, but I think it's pretty cool that none of the teens help save the day. They just leave it to Cage. Again, from a 3-act structure, one of the teens should be helping out, but in terms of a Cage fighting animatronics movie, this is honestly giving me exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I'll be goddamn.
Tex is shocked to find the place spotless, Cage still alive, and well darn, I guess you deserve this.
Yeah,
Liv does ride off with Cage into the sunset, and I will admit I would have liked if she somehow took out Tex. I mean, the teens don't have to do nothing; they could do a little something.
That, again, that's something that was missing. And also, we were given Chekhov's station, a.k.a. Chekhov's building covered in gasoline, and yeah.
But I guess this is satisfying enough.
Yeah. That's true.
Satisfying.
Yeah. That's my whole deal, is like, it's just little things.
Enough. Don't think he was anywhere near that explosion, but clearly this film needed to end with fire in his sunglasses.
I think it would have worked if he was, like, looking up and we saw it in the rearview mirror, like, the initial explosion that was going off, and then it, like, cut to, like, the view on his face, and we saw the reflection of the reflection in his glasses. I think that would have worked.
He figures Liv deserves a punch. That really came out wrong, but we end on this funny note.
CG needs work.
And that was Willy's Wonderland. I think I liked it.
I liked it all right.
Way too many standard or even annoying elements of the side characters that it makes it difficult to love, but the simplicity of Cage cleaning a place while fighting kid animatronic characters kind of makes it impossible to dislike. It has just enough simplicity and a good sense of humor to make it work. I think it could have been stronger if they got rid of the kids and instead replaced them with the scummy town folk who are living by this insanely complicated setup, and Cage's simple but effective outlook challenges them.
Yeah.
It could be like a deranged puppet version of Fargo. As is, I do think there's enough to separate it from just being more than a Five Nights at Freddy's clone. Cage brings a uniqueness to the role despite never talking. The backstory is the right amount of enjoyably odd. And even with the standard cliches like the dumb teens, there is
Minus
that
him.
wiggle room that they're following the traditional slasher formula. I just wish they did in a more unique or funny way. But this film's charm really is based around the scenario of Nicolas Cage fighting Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. I mean, how can you say you don't get what's advertised? I do wish it did
You
a little
do,
more,
100%.
but at the same time, I do appreciate the simplicity of it. And in the end, I think that's its biggest strength, simplicity. Nothing spectacular, but if you have any curiosity in this film, my guess is you'll like it just enough. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Ow. It does that every now and again, the headphones do, and it's weird.
I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Oh no, that was...
I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
That was the... What the hell? That's the original video. I thought that was the headphones acting up again. That's weird.
How am I supposed to take a piss?
Use a jar. Ugh. So yeah. I would say the biggest deal with you know, Willy's Wonderland is that it's passable. I would still give it like a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10. It's still enjoyable, like mostly because of Nicolas Cage, but also the presentation. Some of the animatronics are pretty cool. You know, the backstory is odd but inventive. And then of course, you know, you have some of the I'd say the humor in this also shines through a lot. But yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot to it. So I would recommend this film for anyone out there who's interested. Who, you know, if I know we're finally getting the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, they're filming it and everything. But if we are getting that, if we weren't getting that, I would say definitely go. I keep hitting the microphone. Shit. If we weren't getting that, I would definitely recommend checking this out 100%. But, you know, that's all up to you all, however you want to do it. But anywho, I'm done talking about this. I'm probably going to go upstairs and rest a little bit finally. So anyway, until next time, I'm Nate. I'll see you then, everybody. Peace.